Our culture loves the real man, but as soon as they find him, the first thing they do is try to domesticate him. They try to make him a calmer, sweeter, nicer, safer version of who he was created to be. I mean, think about it. It happens through marriage, it happens through our jobs, sometimes even our churches. Try to make men into something more polite and safe than they were ever created to be. I think that's why a man is never fully comfortable in a shopping mall, because it domesticates him. It tells us how we should dress. How long should your hair be? What's a socially acceptable length for your facial hair? I think a lot of men identify with Mr. Incredible. They know they were created to be strong and courageous.
I don't understand. I have full confidence.
But somehow, in the process of pursuing their dreams, they became domesticated and, frankly, emasculated.
Claims Bob Parr.
I'm on a spiritual quest to answer the question, what should a man be? And I'm looking at the example of Jesus. I turned around to see the voice that was speaking to me. And when I turned, I saw 7 golden lampstands, and standing among the lampstands was someone like a son of man, dressed in a robe reaching down to his feet, and with a golden sash around his chest. The hair in his head was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like blazing fire. His feet were like polished bronze refined in a furnace, and his voice thundered like mighty ocean waves. So what is the significance of feet of bronze? Well, the feet of bronze indicate a military leader, a fearless military leader. A man should have courage. Think about the heroes in movies and on television, the ones you remember the most. You know, entertainment is fiction, but it wouldn't make an impact if it didn't have some truth in it. And the truth is, each of these heroes were impressive because of the courage they demonstrated. Now think about heroes in real life. They may look a lot different than the heroes in movies and on television. But what they have in common is each of them exhibited outrageous courage. Nothing significant is ever accomplished without courage. I went for a hike in the Catskills with my friends Eli and Bob. Now, Bob is fearless, which is to say he's got a lot of broken bones. So I interviewed him about courage.
Courage is when you have to have the faith to step out and do what you know you're supposed to do. A lot of times when fear might set in, but the only good thing is perfect love casts out all fear, allowing you to have the courage to go out and do what you have to do and what you're called to do.
The point is that nothing significant is ever accomplished without risk. Years ago, I saw a National Geographic documentary about rhinos. I never fully appreciated how lethal these creatures are. They showed a scene where a guy was like 100 yards away from a rhino, and he was quietly trying to photograph the rhinoceros. And as soon as the camera clicked, the rhino heard him, raised his head, and started to charge at an incredible speed. I had no idea these creatures were so fast. All the guy could do is fall flat on his face, lie down on the ground, hope to be trampled by the rhino. But in fact, the rhino picked him up and threw him over his head and gored him. He barely escaped with his life. I was so impressed. So a little while later, when I took my kids to the National Zoo in Washington, D.C., I was really eager to see their rhino. The first thing I noticed is that he was obese. I mean, really fat. He looked like Jabba the Hutt. And then the next obvious thing about him is that he had no horns. Now, actually, the horn is a symbol of power in the Bible. So I was especially insulted that they would cut off his horn. But then there was a sign there that said, in fact, they didn't cut off his horn. He rubbed off his own horn out of boredom. And then a zookeeper opened a door into the cage and brought a bucket of food in, and I'm thinking, no. But he actually took a handful of food and fed the rhino. Disgusting. You know, Christian men in America, we are that rhino. Satan doesn't have to attack us. He just has to domesticate us, make us comfortable, declaw us, detooth us, make us the safe versions of who God created us to be.
So do something that really stretches you, that terrifies you. You know what? It'll build up your faith. This may require you to find a new job, or find a new group of friends, or it may require you to go on a short-term mission trip. Whatever it takes, do something terrifying for God.
If you want to see something you've never seen before, you've got to do something you've never done before.